Hello, everyone. How are you tonight? Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much for being here today. I worked with mics for a long time, but this has been kind of interesting getting all this together. I have a question for all of you. How many have made at least one excuse today? One excuse for whatever? Oh, come on now. No judgment. 5 excuses maybe? 10. 10 count? Yes, excuses. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. I made a huge transition in my career and I had to work through a lot of excuses. Excuses I describe as those little stories that we tell ourselves to avoid doing something that scares us. Anyone agree? Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that scare me. And one of them is talking about myself and my story. I spent 14 years in the television industry, TV broadcasting, as a reporter anchor, and I told other people's stories. So it's a bit nerve-wracking to talk about my story. So to ease into my talk about excuses, I'm going to start by telling a story about a man named George. A man named George. George, in 1967, a 34-year-old husband, father of 2, school teacher, school principal, wanted something new, wanted something bigger and better in his life. And so he decided to pack up his family and move to a foreign country and start a new job in his career as a school teacher. Now, he left all that he knew, his family, his culture, his life, to move to Canada for something better. George is from Jamaica. George moved from Jamaica to Canada. And George is my dad. That's my mom and my dad when they came to visit here in July. My dad turned 81 last week. Awesome stuff. So George is my dad, and can you imagine the excuses that he could have come up with as to why he could not move to Canada? Okay, what's the number one? Everyone's the cold. The cold. Leaving his family behind, all that he knew, culture shock, and as a visible minority, racism, and cold. Did I mention that one? So those are just a few excuses that could have kept him in Jamaica. Might not have been a bad thing, but he just knew that this is what he needed to do. He just knew that everything was going to work out. And it did. Here's my family. Yeah, aren't they cute? This is my family, and you know what? I think we turned out pretty good. We're all very driven. My brother, does this have one of those red? My oldest brother, Joffrey, he has created a sales training program, so he trains salespeople in the Caribbean, so tough gig. My sister right there, Georgia, she is a graphic artist. She also has created an expressive art therapy program for youth and women. So that's something that she's doing, and she lives in Toronto. My other brother right here, he is a partner in a business that does digital design, a digital design agency in New York, and he's doing really awesome there as well. So we've all done some really cool things. Me, I'm on career number 3. My first career, I was in IT. My second career, of course, television broadcasting. And my third career, healthy lifestyle coaching, helping people exercise more and eat better and live better life. So it would have been very easy for me to hang out in this career as a TV anchor, as a TV reporter. Very easy. Vacations, regular paychecks, weekends off, all those perks. But I just wasn't feeling it. And for many years, I thought, okay, I'm just going to hang in there for a bit. It's going to get better. Tried a few different things at work. It just wasn't moving forward for me. So it would have been very easy for me to stay in this career. but I needed something different. And all those years that I sat there trying to hang in there, I thought of all the excuses that I could have that were holding me back. And here are a few of them. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have anything to offer. I don't know how to run a business. Who can relate to at least one of these? I had to fight through these, and these are some of the things that I did to kind of work through, to kind of motivate myself to push through. I made my goals so big that I couldn't step away. My big goal, I'm going to build my own business. And I talked about it and I told people about it. So yes, the size of your goals matter. A couple of things, a couple of actionable items I did to move forward or to motivate myself was, first of all, I hired a business coach. I signed on for a 1-year agreement with her, and I was paying her a lot of money. So I had to make it happen. Second of all, I kind of set my end date at Global, sort of. I got an opportunity to get a buyout. They were offering buyouts to people who were close to retirement. I'm not close to retirement, but I had the guts, or the balls, to ask for one. So what that meant was I had an end date. I had a date when I was leaving Global, so there was no turning back. So I had to hit that big, gorgeous goal. Second of all, I gave myself daily in-your-face reminders. So this sticky says 100% till September 6, 2014. Focus on what? How will come. How this came about, I was having lunch with a friend and a mentor, and I was talking to her about my frustrations about wanting to move forward, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I know I wanted it to involve fitness and motivation and helping women. And she said, take a deep breath, give yourself a year, and focus 100% on your current career. Think about the things that you want to do, and eventually, how it will come about will just come to you. I went home, I wrote this on a sticky, stuck it on my bathroom mirror. Sometimes I would look at it and acknowledge it. Sometimes it would just be there throughout the year. 1 year passed, and I had, so August 14th is when I left Global. Went away for a bit of a trip, came back, getting ready to dive into my new business, and I see this sticky, September 6, 2014. A feeling of pride, accomplishment, because from where I was on September 6, 2013 to where I was 2014, big changes. Big changes. So daily in-your-face reminders, very helpful for me to push through my excuses. Last but not least, I created my own fan club. Of course, I no longer have a TV fan club because I'm not on TV anymore. I had to create my own as an entrepreneur. So I surrounded myself with other people who were on the same mission, other entrepreneurs, people who were supportive and encouraging. And man, have I ever met some awesome people who've been so great in sharing their experiences and stories with me. And, you know, talking the crazy out of me too when I think, oh my gosh, what have I done? So I've surrounded myself with some great people, and at the same time, I had to let some go. And that's probably the hardest part. But you know, at the end of the day, it's probably best for me and for them. So here I am, about 2.5 months in to my new career as an entrepreneur, and who knows what's going to happen? I still have excuses. I still have fears. It's a constant battle to work through them, and I will continue to work through them. And sometimes I might have to fake it till I make it. Now, I don't know where I'm going to be in a year, but I know what I want it to look like. And I also know that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I just know that. But when I have those days when there's fear or doubt or what did I just do? I have this saying that has kept me going. And this is by a fellow named Arthur Ashe. He's a famous American tennis player. He made history as the first black man to win, the first black tennis pro to win Australian Open, US Open, and Wimbledon. And the saying goes like this: start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Thank you so much. you.